So we're in the biggest shopping district in Tokyo, and a crowd of people has amassed to stroke several cats in a pram. And I say that without much surprise because I'm kind of used to seeing this kind of stuff in Japan. If you're walking past, it just looks like a pile of rugs in a pram. And as you get closer, you see the paws like hanging out the edge. And as you get even more closer, you see 10 cats sleeping. Look at all these paws hanging off the edge here.
Japan has long been a source of confusion for foreign travellers, and as a British guy who's lived here for almost 5 years now, in many ways I'm still as surprised and bewildered by it as the day that I arrived. My name's Chris Broad and I spend my time as a YouTube vlogger in Japan, going in search of the beautiful, the unique and the bizarre. From sake vending machines and capsule hotels, to a man casually walking through central Tokyo with a stroller stuffed full of cats. It's a theme that you encounter pretty much every day in Japan. Cats. The Japanese have an absolute obsession with them, and not just as pets either. I'm setting off on a journey across the country to uncover this cat-obsessed culture, where we'll explore everything from questionable office practices and iconic cat characters, to famous cats that work as mascots in shops and even train stations. We're off to discover what makes Japan a cat nation. Our first stop is one of Tokyo's largest cat cafes. The best way to describe a cat cafe is a coffee shop where customers can relax and unwind in the presence of dozens of cats. Whilst cat cafes have started springing up all over the world as gimmicks, in Japanese cities they're a common appearance, and far from being a gimmick, they're a solution to a common problem. As a huge proportion of Japan's population live in apartments where pets are forbidden, the cat cafe allows customers to effortlessly indulge in their passion for cats.
So this is the food and drink menu. You can sit here, eat your spaghetti bolognese, drink your ginger ale, and stroke the cats. It's pretty popular, that's what a lot of locals come here to do. I can't believe it personally. Something seems a bit wrong about eating a seafood platter surrounded by 50 cats in a room where there's fur just everywhere in the air.
The highlight is undoubtedly the sheer variety of cats to be found. From fluffy cats and grumpy cats, to cats with stumpy legs, it's like cat tapas.
This is the shy one that I saw a poster about. And he's very long. It's like a sausage cat. What's he looking at? There's genuinely nothing round there. He's just having fun looking around the corner of the door. This one has just been sat here for the last 20 minutes just drinking this water from this pink bowl. To the untrained eye, it's merely a light. But if you come round here, there's actually a cat sleeping up there on the light. Oh my God, how do you get up there? There's no easy way to get up. Oh, I think this might be one of the cats to avoid. On the sign at the front, it said, don't touch these 4 cats because they don't like people and they will eat your face. So I'm a bit scared of this one. And the fact he's got a sweater on, like a gangster cat.
Not all cats are in the mood to be fondled by strangers though, and on the wall of the cafe, you'll find a profile of each of the cats, complete with their name and personality traits, sometimes including a warning on who to avoid. After all, no one wants to walk out of a cat cafe without their face.
And there's a little warning here. This cat called Umi-chan, she is so shy cat. Sometimes she bite your finger. Please be careful. The thing is, Umi-chan looks like about 4 different cats that I've seen in this room already. So I don't know which one to avoid, and I probably will get bitten. I've seen a few different notices around the place saying avoid this cat, don't feed this cat any food because it's got kidney disease. There's lots of different descriptions and disclaimers around the place. So a book of all the cats. You can see pictures of them, their name, where they're from, their birthday. I think this is the gangster cat, and his name's Nutsu. Ironic, because he's a little bit nuts. Whoa! Did you see that? This cat's mental!
Cat cafes may be ideal for someone with a busy lifestyle and a cramped apartment, but what if you really want to experience cats in their element, out in the wild? A place where all the cats can roam free.
Meow, 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 meow.
Hidden away off the northeast coast is a mysterious island home to hundreds of feral cats. And my good friend Natsuki and I have hopped on a boat to go and explore the infamous island of Tashima and discover its story.
There's a bit of a Jurassic Park vibe, given the fog. The whole boat is enshrouded by fog. Everybody's so happy and excited to see the dinosaurs, except the dinosaurs are cats.
Today there are numerous islands around Japan that like to refer to themselves as a cat island, as many islands have worked out it's a brilliant way to bring in bucket loads of tourists to places that are typically completely isolated. But Tashima is considered to be the original cat island that initially started this trend about a decade ago. And true to its reputation, no sooner have we hopped off the boat, we find ourselves surrounded by the island's fluffy inhabitants.
This is quite a strange, surreal place. Just a port with dozens of cats just relaxing under the boat. There's 5 cats on the roof here, and there's some kind of fight going on. It's kind of tense. I've never seen so many cats on a roof. It's funny to think this is someone's house and there's like 20 people around the house.
Wow.
Just like the cats which inhabit them, each island is unique with its own history and folk tales. Here at Tashima, the most popular legend says that fishermen brought cats to the island because they believed they could predict fishing trends. Others say that cats were brought here by silk merchants, eager to protect their silkworms from mice. Whatever the original intent, the island is now completely overrun with hundreds of cats, outnumbering the island's human population 6-1. In Japanese culture, cats are considered a symbol of good fortune and wealth, and the cats on this island have certainly promoted it, resulting in the port recently being upgraded to handle the increasing number of tourists who flock to the island every month. It is remarkable to think that the cats have brought so much economic prosperity to this remote island.
It's very elegant, confident cat, and beautiful. It does look like a blanket with legs on.
Oh, nice blanket. Yeah.
In recent times, Tashima was very close to the epicenter of the Great Tohoku earthquake and tsunami that destroyed much of the northeast coastline in 2011. And although the island suffered much damage, some locals credit the cat's fortune for protecting the island from what could have been far greater devastation. Metal poles across the island indicate the terrifying height at which the waves struck on that tragic day. The idea of cats bringing good fortune has long been a part of Japanese folklore. The iconic beckoning cat statue can be seen all across the country. Known as the Maneki Neko, they're said to bring good luck and fortune to merchants, families, and even those suffering from illness. And today, they can be seen in practically every store, restaurant, and place of business. But how did it all start? The origins of the Maneki-Neko statue aren't clear, but one popular legend holds that they can be traced back several hundred years to this temple. According to the tale, a feudal lord was passing by the temple one day when he saw a lone cat beckoning him inside. The lord entered the temple and in doing so avoided a violent thunderstorm that suddenly erupted. Thankful, the lord decided to honour the cat, and when it passed away, he had a shrine built for it here at the temple.
How many are there? Must be like 10,000? I don't know. There's so many. Different sizes. And they're all doing the same pose. It's actually kind of creepy, but awesome.
Another folk tale about the origins of the beckoning cat says that an impoverished store owner took in a stray cat one day, and out of gratitude, the cat started waving in new customers, bringing great prosperity to the business. Whether you choose to believe the beckoning cat was an ancient weatherman or a brilliant salesman, the Maneki-Neko stands as Japan's undisputed symbol of good luck and fortune.
Spot the odd cat out. About 1 billion cats and one with a moustache. I wonder how this started. Did someone just put one down and then another person thought, yeah, another one. And it just got out of control. There's one back there with Spanish written on it. So I'm guessing it's not just Japanese people.
I see the Maneki-Neko statue several times a day in Japan. I just assumed they were being mass-produced in a giant cat mega-factory. But I've stumbled across a small, out-of-the-way shop which suggests otherwise.
I never knew that a lot of these Maneki-Nekos were handmade. You just assume they all come off a factory line, but it's nice seeing them produced like this. Clearly a lot of hard work and passion goes into making them. These do look pretty beautiful. Look at the back, the detail on the back as well.
The attention to detail and artwork on these statues is amazing. The shelves are filled with beckoning cats of all breeds, styles and sizes. But perhaps best of all, customers can get their very own personalised beckoning cats, modelled in the likeness of their own pet.
So you can actually bring in your own cat and have a cast made of it and have it hand painted. So here's a cat that was brought in here, and here's the end result.
The Maneki-Neko statue isn't just believed to bring good financial fortune though, it's also believed to bring happiness in other areas of your life. I've learned of a second cat temple, one where locals can pray for good fortune in their love life. But first, a quick bite, and conveniently, there happens to be a cat-themed cafe 2 doors down.
So there's 4 different types of cake here. We have cheesecake down the end, chocolate eclair here, a kind of meringue over here, and also a cream cake in the middle. And they've all got little cat faces drawn on them. Just tear off one ear, shall we? And now I'm going to have to eat the cat's face. Whoops.
With my morning tea of cat-shaped cakes out of the way, it's time to visit our second beckoning cat temple to see what we can find.
Looks like loads of ping pong table bats, but these are all wishes that people have. Someone wants to get married here quickly. She's decided who she wants to marry. She knows who, and she wants good fortune in her marriage. I feel a bit bad reading these. Are you supposed to read them? Dunno. I want to get married. I want a partner. This year I want to get married. They're all about marriage. They're all about dating. This person's left their Apple ID. I don't know if that's desperation or brilliance, but yeah, clearly some people are going pretty far with this. I've seen email addresses as well. I wonder what the god of cats thinks about this.
It appears I've stumbled across some sort of cat temple Tinder. Singles looking for good fortune and happiness in their love lives come here to pray and make offerings. And if that wasn't strange enough, the large cat statues inside the shrine give this place the atmosphere of some sort of cat-obsessed cult.
It's a little bit creepy, actually, Because there's 4 giant cats like waving at me, and then for no reason there's just like a cheeky monkey down there. These kind of shrines are supposed to be quite serious, but it's a bit difficult to take it seriously when you've got all this madness staring back at you. And then there's the Buddha statue, the yellow little Buddha statue there.
If these temples have taught me anything though, it's that the belief in the power of the beckoning cat is still very much alive and well in Japanese culture. And if I ever want to get married, I should scribble my email address down on a ping pong racket and pray to a cheeky monkey surrounded by saluting cats. Well, I think that's what I've learnt anyway.
What's going on there? There's like some people dancing in front of the shrine. Oh my lord. It's creepy, it's like some sort of cat cult. Look at the cats in the background. I find this really hard to take seriously because I'm not a superstitious man. And then to see them dancing in front of a cat shrine, doing the most ridiculous dance I've ever seen in my life. I can't take it seriously.
Still, if all this cat superstition seems hard to believe, I'm about to have my beliefs questioned by one of Japan's most famous cats. I'm on my way to a small town an hour north of Tokyo to meet a cat I've read about in the news and seen on TV numerous times. A cat who's allegedly brought considerable wealth to the locals thanks in part to its lucky eyebrows. And no, I'm not joking, these are some pretty groundbreaking eyebrows. Meet Hatchi, the luckiest cat in Japan. Hatchi works at a tobacco shop, which also happens to sell lottery tickets. The shop has had a string of jackpot winners, and many winners attribute their success to the good fortune and presence of Hatchi.
This cat's got quite the reception. The cat's called Hatchi, and Hatchi is the number 8 in Japanese, and 8 is a lucky number, so the symbol for 8 in kanji is a lucky number. And hence the cat is good luck. And you can see here how many times people have won the lottery in recent times.
According to these signs outside the front of the shop, good fortune is exactly what Hatchi has brought. Well, if not by the winnings, then certainly by all the pilgrimages people have made from around the country to see the famous cat with the lucky eyebrows.
友達から猫もらってきて、そしたらたまたまこういう猫の模様があって、それであそこの彼女のタバコ屋さんのところが、子供がいたもんですから、で私昼間いないから、事務所で飼ってるんですけども、預けようと思って預けたらば、だんだんこう人目につくんで、いろんな人が見るようになって、それで人気者になったというか町のそんな感じですね。こういう蜂の術は日本では縁起がいいっていうんで、そういう珍しいというかね。
So this is a list of people that have won recently, and you can see here someone's won 14 million yen. It says here, "Tsugi wa anata kamo." The next winner could be you. He did have quite the audience a few minutes ago. There were about half a dozen people standing here taking pictures, but clearly he got a bit tired and decided to go back in now. It's not easy being a cat working at a tobacco store.
Hatchi may be the luckiest cat in Japan, but by no means the only cat with a job. Unlike the lazy cats we have in the West, it seems some Japanese cats aren't satisfied with simply lying about the house knocking photos off the shelves. Some of them like to earn a living. The most unusual case I've heard about comes from a small train station in a rural town in East Japan. Naturally, when I first heard about a train station run by a cat, I assumed my ears were broken. Fortunately, it turned out they weren't.
This is actually a normal, regular train that people catch every day to go to work, to go to school, when it feels like something out of Disneyland. There's cat things everywhere. There's Doraemon, arguably Japan's most famous cat character here. It's locked. There's a cat library, cat books here. Don't know what that is. I've studied many philosophers and many cats. The wisdom of cats is infinitely superior. the premise of this book. Everything I know about life I learned from my cat. When I heard it was a cat-themed train, I just pictured some stickers on the wall or something. I didn't think the whole interior would feel like, well, like this. A library, some cabinets and special sofas built into it. Like, this is a genuine cat-themed train.
This cat-themed train is a spectacle in itself. We're riding it to Kishi Station in Wakayama Prefecture to meet the cat train station master and find out what led the locals to convert a standard train into a cat-themed wonderland.
Wow. Nitama, the station master cat. And it's got quite the audience. It's about a dozen people surrounding the cat, taking pictures. It's completely oblivious to everyone standing here. Just doesn't care. It says here, on 22nd of June 2015, Tama passed away and became an honourable, eternal station master. So the cat is still here in spirit. But because that's not enough to contribute to the economy, they've got a second cat, Nitama, here. And apparently, the cats have contributed over $10 million to the local economy just by sheer number of tourists coming here. It also says here that Nitama has regular working hours, like other employees. She usually works except for Wednesday and Thursday, because that's her day off.
In the past, Kishi Station was a small, unremarkable station out here in rural Japan. But since the induction of Tama, the original station master cat, and her successor, Nitama, both the station and the local economy have flourished. Once again, cats are bringing good fortune to their owners. Maybe there is something to this good luck cat idea after all.
So they brought the cat out, put a hat on it, and about 50 people just magically appeared out of nowhere. There was no one here. And now, many, many pictures being taken. I just love how the cat's so oblivious. The cat's just like, what's going on? I love the hat. I think all cats should have a hat. It just fits perfectly, it looks wonderful. It's a rather dashing cat. The cat seems to like it. It's remarkable. All you've got to do is stick a tiny hat on a cat, and this is the result. So if there's anyone in Detroit watching, your city crumbling in on itself, get some cats and just have them run around Detroit, stick some hats on them. People will come, the economy will go back up.
Nitama is the second cat to be named the station master of Kishi. Sadly, Tama, the first station master, passed away in 2015, and locals now come to the station to pay their respects.
When Tama passed away, 3,000 people turned up for the funeral, and it was a traditional Japanese funeral. It was a big deal, and this is the shrine. The cat is now an honourable goddess of the station, and you can come here and pray to her whilst watching out for wasps and bees. It's lovely.
After seeing the impressive wealth, a few cats are brought not just to individuals but to entire local economies in countryside towns and remote islands. I'm starting to think I need to buy some cats for myself. And what better place for me to sit and reflect on some sort of cutting-edge business plan than at a cat pub, the Japanese businessman's equivalent to a cat cafe.
So this is a cat izakaya. It says here, neko to asoberu izakaya. So a place where you can play with cats. There's also a pub. Let's go and check it out. And there's quite a lot of cats on the door. So that's a giveaway. There's a cat at the top of the stairs, welcoming us.
Even the cats at the pub look like they've lapped up a few pints of sake, slumped over the chairs at the bar, presumably after a hard day at work.
It's certainly a much more relaxing atmosphere than a cat cafe. It's a bit weird, sitting at a bar with your beer and half a dozen cats around you. I like it though. They've got their biscuits, I've got my nuts. Everyone's a winner. It's a standard Friday night.
Beer on tap, shattered businessmen, and an abundance of cats all in one room. What could possibly go wrong?
お客さんこれ飲んでるでしょ、歩いて足バチャってその全部捨てる
Oh no. So apparently, sometimes the customers are sitting here drinking their beer. The cat comes along and accidentally sticks its paw in the drink and then walks off. So I have to throw the drink away and start again. It's not easy running a cat pub. So why did you start having all the cats here? What was your reason for having the cats here in the first place?
6年ぐらい前店始めたんですけどお客さんが誰も来ないでそこにお客さんで猫が生まれて困ってる人がいてで保健所行っちゃうって話があったんでだったらうちに置いとくって話からそれから増えてきた
Just like all izakayas, this one serves food. So, for relaxing times, make it Suntory time. Oh, and throw in a cat-faced pasta along the way.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird to drink alcohol in the presence of many, many cats like this. Having a drink and playing with the cat. Two things that go hand in hand.
Cats in a bar actually makes a lot more sense than I expected. For the lonely drinker, they prove to be ideal company and entertainment all rolled into one.
Just doing a bit of research on weird cat stuff in Japan, and I found this cat that regularly rides a train through Tokyo and sits with the passengers. I'd quite like to try and track this cat down, but it's on the Ikebukuro line, and Ikebukuro has like the 5th biggest station in the world, so still, you never know your luck. One day.
Finding this elusive commuter cat would be near impossible given the sheer size of Tokyo's train network. But fortunately, cats can also be found in a few other obscure public places. One such place is Hibiya Park, located right next to the Imperial Palace. I've heard it has a reputation of being something of an unofficial cat park due to the numerous feral cats that call it home.
Cat lazing around over there, behind the roses. I thought it was a pile of sand, but no, it is a cat.
Spotting cats in this massive park can be quite tricky. There isn't an abundance of them, but with some persistence and a bit of luck, cat sightings are certainly possible. Similar to Hibiya Park, a large cemetery in suburban Tokyo has been nicknamed the Cat Cemetery on account of its numerous strays.
I must admit, I wasn't optimistic we were going to find cats here, and we walked straight in the first 2 minutes. Cat. This lovely cat shows up.
The tight spaces and concrete sprawl of this massive graveyard make for the ideal playground for the feral cats.
It's like a game of hide and seek. He pops up, he goes meow, and then runs away and hides around a corner. And then meows again and looks at me. Like that. And he's just moving on to his next spot. Oh, it's getting heated. Oh, there's gonna be a fight. These two cats seem to have some sort of little gang going, and this one's not invited to the party. feel sorry for this black cat. He's been very much excluded. The other two cats seem to be sort of best friends. This cat, he has to keep his distance. And I feel a little bit sympathetic. Reminds me of my old school days. Oh no. I was leaning on that and I looked down, there's like 20 red ants.
The cat cemetery may not be overrun, but it's not difficult to stumble across them while strolling around. The cemetery also backs onto a district called Ginza, where supposedly the locals are very cat friendly, adopting a few strays as community mascots and building shelters and litter boxes throughout the street.
So this is Ginza suburb or street, and apparently, again, it's got a famous reputation for being a cat-friendly neighbourhood, and it's right next to the cemetery. So I'm guessing it lives up to its reputation, especially as we've already seen one cat just relaxing at the side of the street a minute ago. We've got two statues of cats here next to this big, giant ice cream cone, the beckoning cat. There's a lot of cat symbols and statues and things. There's a cat on the roof up there. I thought it was real, at the corner of my eye, but no, it's not real. It's rather terrifying as well.
As the day moves on and more shoppers arrive, the neighbourhood comes alive with all manner of cat appreciation. Cat merchandise, cat statues, cat-shaped food. You can hardly move down the street without bumping into something with a cat stuck on it. A lot of savvy business owners in Japan have seen the marketing appeal of cats. Need to draw some customers to your pub? Add some cats. Want instant tourism for your small rural community? Put a hat on a cat and make her the boss. There's even a politician who nominated a cat as his running mate. But for the owner of this bookstore in central Tokyo, adding a cat or two wasn't enough. So he decided to overhaul his entire store, selling nothing but cat-related books. What a way to stand out.
This is a famous cat. Blows bubbles out of its nose. To say that there's a lot of cat-related books and products is quite the understatement. There's a ridiculous amount. The islands of Greece. And it's just the islands of Greece with lots of cats in.
Everything from cat colouring books to philosophy as interpreted by cats. How the owner managed to fill an entire store with just cat-related books is remarkable. If cat enthusiasts had a heaven, this would be its library.
This book sums up Japan's cat obsession rather well. It's got all the data on the most popular types of cats. It's even got a section on the different types of cat legs, just in case you ever needed to know that. Different types of cat smile. This is a book about cats in funny positions and places. Let's see. It's like Mission Impossible cat.
Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly to be honest, I'm not sure which, converting the entire store to cat-only books has increased its popularity. The cat's good fortune has struck again.
35年ぐらいやってるんですよね。それでもうやっぱなかなか若い人が本を読まなくなってきたんで、こう発想として普通の本屋から猫本に切り替えたらうまい具合にいって、お客はおかげで少しずつ増えております。
This is the most popular kind of book they sell here. It's cats like wearing different items, or just like in these really funny situations where it looks like they're having an amazing time. Don't expect a lucky break to just fall from the sky and the cat's looking up. To think as if the reverse is true. Negativity prohibited. They're sayings, everyday sayings, with a cat acting it out. The longer you wait, the better it tastes. I like that one.
It's become apparent that cats can be found in some pretty unconventional places, but this next place is surely near the top of the list. I'm going in search of a business which utilises the presence of cats to boost staff morale and create a fun, friendly office environment. But can cats in an office space really work? This is the office of Foray Corporation, an e-commerce company. Here in this place of business, cats are allowed to roam free, pouncing on computer mice, strolling across keyboards, and of course, nibbling their way through computer cables. But what happens when the male and female cats start to look at each other longingly? To stop the cats from completely tearing the office apart, some precautions have been made.
上がメスで下がオスなんですけども、オスとメスの仲が悪くて一緒にすると喧嘩しちゃいます。なので分けています。
So the cats in the office have different owners, so the staff can bring their cats here. So the cats aren't all owned by the office, it's staff coming and bringing their cats to work. So what was your thinking behind having cats in the office?
まあ最初に立ち上げの時からずっと猫がいるんで、どんどん増えていってるんです。まあ例えばずっとパソコンに向かっているので、まあ日々寡黙な状態になるんですけども、猫がいるだけでこう会話が生まれる。
Do you ever find cats get in the way and disrupt like work in the office?
例えばお客さんの電話を切ってしまったり、あとはまあ電話している最中に泣いちゃったり、あとはまあキーボードをよく踏みますね。
It's not all good having cats in your office. These earphones met their demise at the hands of one of the cats. So these bits of plastic here on top of the computers to stop cats from treading on the power buttons. Apparently cats were coming over and just standing on all the buttons.
The cats help to create a casual, stress-free environment for the staff, which is quite a change from the usual high-pressure office environments found in Japan. Plus, it's certainly a great way for owners who work long hours to spend more time with their cats. But how to get them safely to and from work on the world's busiest subway trains? Well, say hello to the custom-made urban cat transportation device.
Oh, I like this. Very stylish. So he's going home for the day, taking the cat with him in style. Look at that. I've never seen a bag quite like it.
Cat-themed merchandise can be found at many retail stores across Japan, although usually it's limited to stationery and clothing. Although specialised cat products like the cat carry bag are available if you look hard enough. But some gift stores have taken their love of cat products to new heights.
What's this? Whoa. Oh. Makes different noises depending on where you touch it. So this was the purring. What the hell was that? Cat crockery, cat mugs, cat spoons, cat dolls, cat glasses, cat plates, cat posters, cat stationery, cat fans, cat everything.
This specialty cat store sells nothing but cat-themed products. And here you can find practically every household item to satisfy your cat obsession.
Cat calendar, cat chopsticks, cat pocket watch, cat umbrellas, cat bag, and of course, cat socks. So what do you think is your most strange or unique item that you sell?
またたびのお香なんですよ。これを、立てて火つけて灯すと猫が
Oh my god.
酔っ払っちゃいますよね。
Wow. So it's like the cat's drunk when it smells this stuff. Oh wow. Is it popular with customers?
これは割と最近は人気出始めましたね。
This store is the one-stop shop for all things cat related. But what motivated the owner to open a store with such a variety of unique and niche cat products?
まあ私の友達で猫のこういうやっぱ商品を集めてる人がたくさんいらっしゃいまして、そうするとねいろんなお店に行かなければいけない、すごい手間暇かかりますからそれを全部一箇所にまとめてしまったらここに来るだけで猫ちゃんの商品がいっぱい揃いますよね、何でもかんでも。でそれは非常に僕も楽しいですしお客様にも喜んでいただけるんではないかと思いまして、でちょっとこういった専門店という形で作ってみました。
I've come across some pretty odd and quirky products in this store. However, I've just gotten my hands on a rather unusual product that takes ridiculous to a whole new level.
This is cat wine, Nyan Nyan Namo. I'm not making this up either. This is actually cat wine because a lot of people in Japan come home after a long day, sit there and drink their wine alone. But what if you could drink with your cat as well? That is the premise behind Nyan Nyan Namo wine. Look, there you go. There's two cats there. Is that a cat and a dog? I don't know if it's just cats that can drink this. Maybe dogs can as well. But I don't know if humans can drink it. I don't even know what it really looks like. Let's find out. So, pour that in there. Oh, the word appetising doesn't spring to mind. Should we try some? If the cat can drink it, I can drink it. Or not? Oh. Yeah, don't drink cat wine. Oh man.
Cats are undoubtedly a huge part of Japanese pop culture, as seen with characters such as Doraemon and Hello Kitty. I've been told there's an entire Hello Kitty themed hotel room at an upmarket hotel in Tokyo, and we're off to see how much detail has gone into celebrating the world famous brand firsthand.
Just waiting to go into the Hello Kitty room. It's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Just to make sure you know which room it is. Oh my god. Oh, it's like being in a nightmare.
With themed trash cans, scales, toiletries and water bottles, there's truly no escaping Hello Kitty inside the room. For some, being here must feel like a dream. For me, it's quite disconcerting.
I think one of the reasons it feels so intense is because it's not just the walls that are covered in artwork. The floor as well is really colourful and there's some artwork there, and it can be difficult to work out where the wall ends and where the floor begins. So it's all just one big piece of artwork. You can see the Keio Plaza on the wall of the hotel there, and this is like a Tokyo setting, and oh wow. What's that?
That is a Hello Kitty cake.
Hello Kitty. Oh my lord, a Hello Kitty cake.
But one Hello Kitty themed hotel room simply isn't enough. The hotel has another for customers who want to appreciate their favourite cartoon cat in an opulent atmosphere, as opposed to the previous room, which felt like wandering into a child's nightmare.
I think I prefer this one to the other one. I think I like this room. This feels more like a hotel room.
Yeah, right.
And more like a normal hotel room that's just pink. Oh, this is quite cool. There's Princess Kitty there. I'm particularly excited about this chair. This is very cool, isn't it? So you also have Hello Kitty breakfast.
Kitty on the omelets.
Oh my god. Hello Kitty on the omelette.
And then Hello Kitty sandwich.
Hello Kitty sandwich. Yeah, there's a pretty thoroughly Hello Kitty branded breakfast experience.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, Japan is actually home to several cat islands. Some are more well known than others, and Enoshima is one that's gotten some attention for being a cat island. However, unlike Tashirojima, this one can be accessed on foot.
It's a pretty big contrast to Tashirojima, the abandoned Jurassic Park style island. This is a far cry from that. This is one of the most busiest tourist spots I've ever seen in Japan.
Enoshima is only a short trip from Tokyo, which makes it an extremely popular hotspot for tourists. With this many people coming and going though, it seems like it wouldn't be ideal for cats, so it's time to consult a giant novelty tourist map.
Cat, cat, cat. Let's go and see if there's actually some cats at that spot on the map. It's just round the corner. And up a flight of stairs. Oh god. Not stairs.
The locations on the map lead me away from the tourists, over to the residential side of the island. And sure enough, I've finally found our first cat, dozing directly underneath this small shrine.
I've never seen a cat sit so still. I don't even know if it's real. I think it's just a toy. There's 2 cats here relaxing under a tree. Quite curious to see how many more we can find.
The residential part of Enoshima is quiet and peaceful, a stark contrast to the tourist side. And as I walk these gentle, tranquil streets, I'm greeted by more and more cats. It turns out Enoshima is indeed a cat island of sorts. Though very different to the dense cat chaos of Tashima, it does have its own quiet charm, with cats spread out across parts of the island.
On a scale of 1 to stylish cat, this is a stylish cat. Look at that moustache. That is glorious. I think one main difference between Enoshima and Tashima, on Tashima, there's cats everywhere. They're not difficult to find. You turn a street and there's half a dozen cats walking around. Here on Enoshima, you really have to search for them. It's like a cat treasure hunt. Every time you find one, you feel like you've achieved something. And sometimes you get a real bonus. They've got a moustache.
Whilst Hello Kitty may have taken the world by storm and become an international icon, I'm off to meet the creator of perhaps Japan's most iconic cat character, which can be found all across the country on merchandise, posters and billboards.
Konnichiwa.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for today. Thank you.
This is Satoru Tsuda, the creator of Namo. Though mostly unknown outside of Japan, Namo was a hugely popular brand in the 1980s and is often credited with single-handedly starting cat pop culture across Japan. It started when Mr. Tsuda, a photographer by trade, began photographing cats wearing his partner's doll's clothes. The unique photos went on to sell over 8 million copies, and a brand was born.
These are all articles in magazines, newspapers, where the cats have appeared. Smoking. This is a real picture, not synthesized. I think that's the best thing about it. It's not digital photo manipulation. Those are actually cats dressed up. It's an advert for Microsoft. So this is a Japanese rice cracker style product, senbei, and a lot of people thought it was for cats because it looks like a bit like pet food. What with the cat there? So on the second edition, they had to put here, it's for humans. So just so people would know. So these are specially designed cat clothes. They cost, I think, about $1,500 each, and they're handmade to perfection. They're so detailed and intricate. They look better than human clothes. That is more expensive than an Armani suit because it's tailor-made for a cat. It's rather impressive and surreal.
These images were taken long before the arrival of Photoshop. All of the pictures are of real cats with custom-made props and costumes. But how did a few cats in upmarket clothes go on to become a national sensation?
So what is the history of Namo?
1980年にこのナメネコはデビューしました。で当時この猫ちゃんたち4匹が捨て猫だったんです。でこの捨て猫を私がもらい受けて段ボールを開けたらまだ羊膜がついてて一見猫って分かんなかったです。でこれは大変だと死んじゃうと、そこで体をガーゼで拭いてドライヤーで乾かしてそれで毛がふわっとしたらやっと子猫なのかなというのが分かったと。それである日彼女がフランス人形の洋服のデザインをしてました。そのフランス人形の デザインサンプルを僕の部屋に忘れていったんです。そしたら彼らがそれをボロボロにして遊んでて、まあこれはもう売り物にならないなと思いながら猫ちゃんたちに着せて、それをずっと写真を撮ってました、私成長記録で。でそれを友達に見せると、そのアルバムをみんな面白いと、これは、とっても面白いと、これ世に出すべきだと、まあ、そこでこのなめ猫が誕生したきっかけとなりました。
With my journey across the country coming to an end, I must say I'm as bewildered as ever by Japan's fascination with cats. Cats with jobs, cat-themed stores, and cats in, well, odd places. Japan's cat antics are both intriguing and entertaining, and though some may find it just plain weird, one thing is for sure: Japan is the cat capital of the world.